Hello, it's Gabriele Battista from Homes into Reality, bringing you Toronto real estate by the numbers for August of 2023. This is a video I do every single month, breaking down different numbers, trends, stats when it comes to the Toronto real estate market and make it more specific for first-time buyers in Toronto. So if that is you, you're a first-time buyer in Toronto and you want to get started on that home ownership journey, or just want to learn more, subscribe, like the video. All of my contact information is below if you have any questions or if you ever wanted to reach out. Let's get into the video. So the first major stat we're going to talk about is your median price point of different property types. And there's a reason why we do a median price point versus, let's say, an average price point. With a median price point, we want to look at the middle of different property types and see what is that median, that middle price point. The moment we get into average price points, it tends to skew a little bit more expensive. It gets your luxury properties that might cost $10 million or $6 million, $15 million, and skews that average up pretty greatly. So when we're looking at properties for a first-time buyer like yourself, we want to look at median because it's a much more reflective data point on what property that we're going to be looking for in this market. So let's get into those prices. For a detached home, the median price point we're looking at is $1,320,000. For a semi-detached home, we're looking at $1,117,000. For a freehold townhouse, we're looking at a price point of $1,120,000. For a condo townhouse, we're looking at a median price point of $830,000. And for a condo apartment, we're looking at a median price point of $650,000. Now, those are the numbers, but what does that mean? We don't want to just look at the numbers, the prices. We want to look more at the trends and the direction these prices are going. So we'll look over the month-over-month changes and the year-over-year changes to get a sense of the direction these markets are going. If we look month-over-month, so this is from July of 2023 to August of 2023, your detached homes are down 0.75%. Your semi-detached homes are down 5.1%. Your freehold townhouses are actually up 2.19%. Your condo townhouses are down 2.35%. And your condo apartments are down 1.52%. So the overall trend month over month is all prices are declining except for the freehold townhouses, and they aren't really going up a ton. With that being said, overall prices are going down. You'll notice by a couple graphs we'll throw over here, let's say the detached and your semis, prices aren't dropping as quickly as they were in months past. You'll see, let's say for the detached market, properties have really were shooting down in price point and very quickly. Right now, we're kind of flattening out how much they're dropping, and it's much more of a less volatile month over month situation. We'll probably want to see another month in September what's happened with prices, but there definitely is less of a free falling when it comes to declining in prices, and it looks like it's flattening out at least for this month. In addition, because the real estate market tends to be extremely seasonal, we have big spring markets, slow summer markets, we want to see where things are on a year-to-year basis. So comparing this month of August of 2023 to last year in August of 2022. So we look at the year-over-year changes. For detached homes, we're up 4.35%. For semi-detached homes, we're up 11.5%. For freehold towns, we're up 3.7%. For condo townhouses, we're up 8.5%. And for condo apartments, we're only down 1.66%. Now, what does that year-over-year trend say? Overall, prices are higher than they were this time last year. If you remember, we're going to pop another example over here. In 2022, we saw the prices really drop down very quickly during the summer months. So prices were slightly lower than they were now. And they stayed flat for the remainder of the year. However, we did see a big bump in prices around May this time in 2023, and we're slowly coming down for that big high, and we're not yet at the prices we were at last year. So there are some, in most cases, other than condo apartments, there's a little bit of buffer between where prices are right now versus where prices were last year. And that's where prices are going. But the question is, why are prices going that way? It's not just the price that comes out of thin air. There's obviously economics to it. There's supply and demand. And the key component of supply really is when it comes to new and active listings. So the new listings hitting the market and your active listings currently on the market. So with your new listings, in August of 2023, there was 4,330 new listings hitting the market that month. Compared to last year, we're up 14.4%. So overall, compared to 2022, there were more properties hitting the market on a month-to-month or on a year-to-year basis. Versus your active listings, we're up again 15.4% year-over-year, where we have a total listings on the market in all of Toronto of 5,928 listings currently on the market. Doesn't matter if it's there for a month, 2 months, 10 months, 2 days. Currently on the market, that's the amount we have. We'll pull up the new listing chart over here, just compared on a seasonal level. You'll see the yellow line for 2023. That is showing us that it's pretty seasonal what's going on. We had a decline in new listings coming to the market, mostly because it's in the summer months. But it is overall pretty comparable to months past. A little bit more than last year, but not a ton more than last year. So that's also very important to look at. I also want to keep the graph on the screen, kind of show what's happening with September numbers. If you look at that big blue line on that big bump up in new listings for September, that was in 2021, not so much in 2022. You'll notice that there is a bump in new listings in September. And a lot of that has to do with the Labor Day long weekend, I would say the beginning of the fall market. So it's very possible that we get a big influx of new listings coming in the market in September. From the 2 weeks or just under 2 weeks of September so far, there definitely has been an influx of new properties coming onto the market. So it's important to note that it's very possible that listings are just low, and that's why prices kind of slowed down, because there's less inventory on the market. If there's more inventory coming in the market this month in September, it's possible prices can dip a little bit lower down because there's more properties coming onto the market. We'll dig into that a little bit deeper shortly as well. Now I'll pull up active inventory as well. That was the graph to show us the seasonality of it. We are in a point in 2023 where inventories is still staying pretty high. We're not seeing a drop off at all. You'll see in the past years, we tend to get a drop off around this time of year, but we really haven't seen that drop off. We've gone down a little bit, but not a ton. You'll notice that with active listings, it's important to, we technically are, the highest point was last month, but there was never really been a higher point since last year in 2022 in June. So we definitely have a larger amount of inventory in the market than we usually do when we look at a year-to-year basis. So the last big number I like to review is your sold numbers. And your sold numbers is interesting because we're very similar to where we were last year. Last year we had, in 2022, we had 1,892 properties sell in August. Compared to this month, in August, we had 1,891. So we had one less listing sell this year versus last year in August. So the solds are extremely comparable year over year. Overall, relatively slow, probably the slowest time of the year. We'll turn up the sold listings as well. If we look at month over month, we're very flat. Year over year, we're extremely flat, we're just off by one. We're much lower than we were in 2021. So last year, buyer demand really dropped off in the summer months and in the fall. And we're seeing the same thing happen right now where buyer demand is really dropping off and probably is going to stay around this level for the rest of the year if I were to guess. And if you were interested, days on market is the stat that we look at when the property is listed, how long it takes to sell. The days on market has been going up month over month. It's been an average 21 days, so 3 weeks on the market to sell. And if you look at the graph, you see the yellow line over here, it's slowly coming up. As a nice U shape. With that being said, that's the properties that are selling on the market. There are a ton of properties that are not even selling on the market, and they're not a part of that equation. But the properties that are selling are taking about 3 weeks to sell on this market. Generically, when properties are on the market a little bit longer, they take longer to sell. There's more opportunity for property or for buyers to come in and let's say get better deals. Let's say getting a property less than the last comparable. So that usually is a good sign for first-time buyers. It gives agents like myself room to negotiate, room to talk to other agents, look at different properties and not have to make a decision the day it comes on the market. From looking at all those trends, the new listings, active listings, solds, there's one thought that I have with where the market may be going. I mentioned earlier there was a bit of a spike in past numbers for August to September. There's a big jump in new properties coming to the market. They may mean that there's more supply. And although in 2022 that didn't happen, you'll see over here in 2021, big spike in inventory. In 2022, there wasn't as big of a spike, a small spike, but not a huge spike. In 2023, my guess, and no crystal ball, but I honestly think just based off what I'm seeing so far, we're going to get a big jump in inventory. And that may lead to more declines in prices. It might have been just the fact that because less properties are coming into the market, prices really haven't been adjusting too much. But if we do see a spike of new inventory, some people have to sell and they're going to have to compete, and that may lead to lower prices overall, which, we'll see in the next couple of months, but that may lead to something because you're even seeing the sold numbers. They're not changing a ton. There's not any more buyer demand coming out of the woodworks. If we even look at 2022, for example, the buyer demand stayed very flat for the rest of the year and then dropped obviously in December. So if we expect that buyer demand, let's say, stays the same with these higher interest rates and new supply on the market comes up, then maybe some declines in prices. So that's very possible. So it's important to know as first-time buyers, the interest rate obviously has stayed the same. The Bank of Canada decided to hold their rates. We don't know if they're going to increase them in the future, but although those rates may stay the same for now, prices may decline. It's very possible, and it takes some time for the effects of the market to happen. So that's something that for me next month, I'm really looking forward to what that new listing number is, because I probably can expect, based on my boots on the ground experience right now, that solds are not going to jump up either. So only time will tell, but that's something that I'm looking for as we go to the future. So these are the major stats, trends, all the numbers that you want to know to really understand the market a little bit better. If you had questions about this, you're free to reach out. My contact information is below. Like I said before, we do this specific video, this format every single month. So you can expect one in September, October, November, December, and then all of next year, of course. And that's something we do every single month just to keep you posted so you can follow on a month-to-month basis. You live busy lives, busy jobs. You don't have time to be on top of the real estate market all the time. So if I can do that for you very easily, I'm happy to do so. We do other videos on the channel as well. So if you're a first-time buyer in Toronto and you have any thoughts of buying your first home, we want to make homeownership a reality for our clients. So again, free to reach out like we said before, and subscribe, like the video. You'll keep in touch, you'll keep educated on the market. So when you do make that first big move, you can do so with confidence. Anyways, let me know what we can do better in the comments. Thank you for reaching out and talking. And you're at this point, part 10 minutes in the video. I could probably say anything I want right now, and you probably would just exit out of the video or not even watching. So enjoy your week. Take care.